I want to introduce to y'all my homie, Albaner, and his girlfriend.
That is false news, brother. This is my beautiful, amazing wife, Amber. Not me doing the intro.
When did you get married?
December 1st. Although it was not public to the world, our people knew. The privacy kept me focused, but then also helped us keep a lot of noise out.
I was getting homegirls that was saying, that's the type of man I want as a husband. What's up? I said, don't even waste time. He's not interested in nobody but Jesus.
I dead thought I was going to be one of them people that was going to be single forever. He just made it so clear to me, it is not good that a man be alone.
How did y'all meet?
I went to the event, which I wasn't going to go at first, but my sister, she was like, no, we're going.
Shout out Joy.
We realized there's nobody in this meet and greet line. We might as well meet him. So I just introduced myself. I got in the car with my sister and I was like, am I tripping or did we have a connection? She said, girl, that's your husband. For the next 2 weeks, he was the first thing on my mind. I don't want to have feelings for somebody who isn't my husband. So I went to the Lord and I said, if this is my husband, put me on his heart to pursue me. But if it's not, please take these feelings away from me. 5 days later.
What happened, Albaner?
Mike, let me go find that girl page. Let me see what she about. I'm not the shoot your shot type of bull. It got to a point though where too much was connecting. He said, son, remember all the things that I'm bringing to your life. I told you, you would know it's me because you would say it's too good to be true. Once I realized, okay, she's the one, that's when spiritual warfare started. You know, it cost us a lot. It would cost me a lot. I'm not gonna get too deep into that.
But we're gonna talk about, we gotta touch on it. Sometimes we look at the road to love and marriage as something that's straight and linear. It was faced with some deep challenges that uprooted your entire existence. And I'm gonna allow you to talk as much and as little as you want to talk about this. What happened? Dear future wifey.
Okay, scripturally, the Bible says your Father has already designed and purposed you.
I experienced an invitation of God this morning.
So you gotta become an elite decision maker.
Elite decision maker.
He said, because you are one fleshly decision away from losing it all.
Etched in my mind is what true submission to Christ looks like.
I gotta maintain that secret connection I have with God.
I'm so full and don't want to belabor this letter.
And I understand how important it is for men to disciple men, because if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be where I am today.
I've traded worldly pleasures to live a God-centered life.
The encounter I just had, I just need to rest in it.
Help us to be considerate, creative, and courageous lovers.
I love you. Your future hubby. What's up? It's your boy, Laterris R. Whitfield, host of the Dear Future Wifey podcast. Listen, are you still shacking up with us? Come on, y'all. We're on our way to hitting over 600,000 subscribers, and I need everybody to do your part. Hit that subscription button and subscribe. Make sure you turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified about upcoming episodes. And if you're listening to us on Patreon, let me just tell y'all, I keep telling y'all listen to me on Patreon, and I don't even be posting any videos. You see, I have to keep myself accountable. So I'm going to do better. I promise you. I'm going to do better and start posting content on Patreon. We're going to do that March. Yeah, we're going to do that March. And so we're going to do a whole retrofit of what Patreon should look like. I'm going to start vlogging these experiences, behind the scenes footage and all that, so I can give y'all something to support. So thank y'all so much for being patient with me on that. I have an announcement. A lot of y'all been hitting me up asking me, when are you going to do your next retreat? Well, I partner with this amazing organization. I've heard about this cruise throughout the years, and I'm so happy. Shout out to Urban One for our partnership, but I'm so happy that we are now going to be joining the Tom Joyner Foundation with the fantastic Voyage 2025 cruise Dear Future Wifey podcast live on the cruise. So I'm inviting y'all all out. Now let me tell you something. This is what we call partying with the purpose, because the Tom Joyner Foundation has raised over $70 million to help thousands of students to attend HBCUs. And let me tell you, That is so amazing. That's so in line with my vision and my purpose. And so when they asked me to join them on the cruise and do the Dear Future Wifey podcast, I said, listen, I want the lit fam to show up. Y'all want to get out? Y'all want to get on the cruise? Here it is. We're going to be selling we have ports in the Honduras. We're going to port in Belize and port in Cozumel. This is a week tour, October the 19th through the 26th. Use the promo code Wifey. That's WIFEY. So they know the lit fam is showing up. So I'm gonna have a link in the description on YouTube, as well as when you listen to the audio sites in Apple Podcasts, it'll be linked there. Go join it, reserve your room. They got payment plans available. And so make sure you pull up. Today's episode is amazing. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm elated. I'm joyous. Whatever adjective you want to use, that's what I'm feeling right now, if it's on the positive side. I had this guest on the podcast previously, about a couple of years ago, and he's back. You know what? Without further ado, I want to introduce to y'all and reintroduce to y'all my homie, Albaner Eugene Jr.
Yes, sir.
And his girlfriend.
Wow. That is false news, brother.
That's not your girlfriend?
That's not my girlfriend, Will.
Who is she?
This is my beautiful, amazing wife, Amber. Not me doing the intro.
My boy, listen, brother Eugene. We're gonna call you brother now.
Oh man.
Bishop, pastor.
Oh no.
Husband.
How'd I end up on this podcast?
You are here.
Dang, I'm back on the couch.
Albaner Eugene Jr. is a husband.
Look, I'm back on the couch with my forever plus one.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So how do you feel? Let me give you a proper introduction. So welcome to the Dear Future Wifey podcast. My homies, Albaner Eugene Jr. and his beautiful wife, Amber Eugene, on the Dear Future Wifey podcast. How you doing, Queen?
I'm good. How are you?
How you feel being a wife?
It's great. Getting adjusted.
Getting adjusted. So what's the biggest thing to get adjusted to?
I would probably say like our daily routine, just making sure that I'm able to manage my responsibilities and everything that I have going on, as well as making sure that he's taken care of. So
Hold on. You said you try to make sure that my boy is taken care of?
Absolutely.
My fault. You put that a part of your schedule to say.
Absolutely.
So was that a hard thing to adjust to? Because, you've been single, you never been married, right?
Correct.
And so you've been single, and so now you have this man living in your house, and you like, okay, I have my normal system and way of doing things. Now I have to adjust and accommodate his needs and wants and desires and his schedule into my life. Was that hard to adjust to?
I wouldn't say it was hard. I just, I like to pre-plan. So, yeah, it wasn't hard. I just needed some time.
And to add to that, it's our home.
Ooh.
Yeah. And we just, I guess, we just started all over, moved into our new home. Mm-hmm. To God be the glory.
Yeah.
It took a lot of faith, and took a lot of trust. And yeah, like we are really in a new season. And yeah, she takes care of me very well. I told her that as soon as I landed the plane, I'm like, yo, I just left everything I know behind. And that wasn't the plan. That's the crazy part. What they say, I wouldn't have said this was on my bingo card. This was not in the plan at all. I did not know that I would be moving from my hometown. You could never tell me. And so to be here is like, I was like, listen, I'm really starting all the way over. I said, so I need you to take care of me. This wild, scary. It's very new, but I believe God is going to do some special things. So I'm really excited, and yeah, for sure.
I want you to put in language what that means when you say I leave everything and now. So basically, you lived in New Jersey all your life, right?
All my life.
And now you live in the DFW Metroplex, and you're starting over.
Yeah.
You're starting over as a married person. It's like you were single, you had this whole world of a single life for all these years, and then, because you don't like me saying your age, so for all these years you had this single life, and then now you're married in a whole new place.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this before I talk about the adjustment. how long have you been married? When did you get married?
We got married December 1st.
What year?
2024.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we said we wanted to go into 2025 married. So it was like, you know what, let's just do it. You know what I'm saying? That was the plan for sure. Like I once I knew, like, you know, me and you talked about it, I delayed for a very long time because I was really like, okay, oof, like marriage is a big step. It's a necessary step. And it was something I felt called to do. But we were like, you know what? She was like, we need a date. I'm like, we do need a date. And we was like, you know, let's just do it. We planned on having like something big in 2025. We were like, all right, let's get married. We'll do something special for all our people in 2025 because, you know, marriage or weddings are OD expensive. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, that was, I'll just answer the question, December 1st. My fault.
No, that's good because I want to hear when you hear certain things attached to the journey. You're very analytical, so you're going to give me more than what I asked for, and that's okay. I love it. But listen to this, December the 1st.
Yeah.
You said you want to start 2025 married. Why did y'all date privately?
You want to go first or want me to go first?
Yeah. So when we first started dating, you know, we were talking about what does that look like? When would we, you know, announce or would we post on social media? And at first we said that we were going to wait for an official engagement. But then the Lord started to deal with both of us individually. And, you know, I felt like the Lord told me to wait. People will find out after marriage. And then Albaner said the same thing. And so we knew that we were in agreement, and that's just what it was. We waited.
Yeah. So why do you think the Lord wanted y'all to wait after y'all got married? And y'all were aligned in that. So that means that God spoke to y'all individually the same thing. So which one of y'all want to answer that question? Why do you think that was important?
Yeah, I can start. I mean, for me, like, just to add to her point, like, you know, when we first, like, we're just getting to know each other. And then, like, when we officially, like, start moving more towards, like, all right, like, we're very much going to be intentional about, like, moving towards, like, a real serious relationship. It was always, for me, like, and when we talked about it, like, that's one cool thing about me and her. We talk about everything. Good. And we always, to God be the glory, it was always agreement. But, like, we just knew, like, until it's official, we not about to just be, like, shouting out from the mountaintops. And I just, it's going to sound funny, and I'm going to be funny for the people and for you. But not, like, I'm a type of guy, like, I got a village, a big village. Like, a lot of people are connected to me, a lot of people that I love, and I don't have time for the whole, oh, what happened to old girl?
Exactly.
What happened to old girl? And I'm like, me and old girl just didn't work. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, nah, I'm really big on, like, all right, until it's official. Now, for example, like, although it was not public to the world per se, like, our people knew, you know what I'm saying? Like, my family, my leaders, the ministries I was a part of, they all kind of knew for the most part. But yeah, it was just to just be shouting out from the mountaintops and then just telling everybody, like, she knows, like, I met so many people last year, like, and you know, I'm really private, but I was being more open to meeting new people. And even those people, like, I was trying to gauge my relationships and seeing who's going to be around long term and what role they're going to play. And so it was just like, for us, like, the privacy, I'll speak for me, it kept me focused, but then also helped us keep a lot of noise out, because everybody meant well, which is what I'll give to people. Yeah. People meant well, but a lot of people have a lot of bias. A lot of people had what they felt I should do, what she should be doing. Right. And it caused a lot of, you know, certain urgencies in a way where I had to ground myself and realize, nah, Al, what do y'all want? You know what I'm saying? What is God leading y'all to do? And so it was almost, it's crazy it sounds, it was a sacrifice, like, to really be like, you know what? We gonna really just do this together. It didn't mean we shut out wisdom. We listened, we considered what people said. But even just with where I'm at now, like, if I would have listened to so many people around me that influenced me greatly, because like I said, the plan was never to do this move and all the stuff that's going on now. It's like, nah, like, I'm glad that I silenced the noise and I listened to God. I really listened to God, and we're grateful because, again, we're building something special, and we didn't, even when we did have people try to say so much what we should and should not be doing, or who should move, who should go here, and she should be doing this. It's like, no, we're like, we know what we want. You know what I'm saying? So
that's real. So let's back up then. How did y'all meet?
Want me to start?
Yes.
All right. All right. So
What makes you laugh about that?
I'm laughing because I was on this podcast talking about how single I am and how I'm working for God and da 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 da. I'm retired now, so I could talk about it.
But let me tell you this, because I'm gonna show a video later on about what you were saying in that episode. And so for you, I'll be honest with you, before we even unpack this, I was concerned about you. I was concerned because you are a highly intelligent brother. You're smart. You're submitted to God. You're a great leader. You're a leader in ministry at your church. But you, in the language that you would speak, marriage was not something that I thought that you desired with the level of urgency.
For sure.
Like you probably about 35 and 37 and get married. It's like you were going to get married later on in life and be okay with that, which would also go in with, lean towards a narrative that a lot of Christian men aren't as intentional about marriage.
For sure.
And you get these great men that would make great husbands, but they have no desire for that because they're fulfilling the will of God.
For sure.
They're in purpose. They're chasing their dreams, ambition, goals, and the will of God over their life, but they don't feel the urgency with the spouse. And so what made me extremely excited when I found out that you were married was that I said, thank you, Lord. He gets it.
Yeah.
And you deserve it.
Amen.
And she deserves you. And every goal that you have that you desire to accomplish, now since you have your purpose partner, is 10x. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get there faster. It's going to be because you got somebody supporting you, and it's going to look better. Everything is going to be healthy. It's just beautiful. And so that's what I thought when I sat there and talked to you. I said, man, all my homegirls, because I was getting homegirls that was saying, see, that's the type of man I want as a husband. What's up? I said, don't even waste your time. Don't even DM. He said, don't even DM. Don't DM. You're going to waste your time.
Yeah.
You're going to waste your time trying to catch his attention. He's not interested in nobody but Jesus.
And you know what? I'll say to that, like, I lie to you not. Like, thank you for your concerns. But I will say this. I really never desired marriage. It wasn't on my forefront. I lie to you not. I dead thought I was going to be one of them people that was going to be single forever.
Yep.
I thought that it just wasn't for me. It wasn't something that, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm praying even for my brother and my sister. I hope they see this. Yes. But not real rap. Like
why would you say that then? So why would you say that you do desire marriage though? So it was because that's what you thought you were supposed to say?
So no. All jokes aside, it just wasn't there. And so what I believe, and truly, and I believe if you look over the history of the work that God has used me to do, I believe that God had called me to be single to be effective in the season that I was in personally. And when it was time, and this is what I hope blesses a lot of men, there was a grace for it. And I lie to you not, watch this, there was a grace to be married, but then I lost the grace to be single. And that's how I knew. Now watch this. I remember around 2021, like out of nowhere, I just started desiring companionship. And I'm like, okay. But I wasn't thinking about it because here I am like, I think I said it on the podcast, like I was like, God, like I'm on my little walks talking about some, all right, you got me out here single. Let's work, let's travel, let's do this. What's the word happen? I'm doing all this great work. The God was enlarging my territory, you know what I'm saying? And then out of nowhere, like just to make a very long story short and skip to like, I think maybe like 2022, 2023, like the beginning of 2023, like he just like made it so clear to me, like it is not good that a man be alone. It is not good that a man be alone. And he was saying to me, like, son, your singleness is no longer an asset to you. I said, okay. So he literally started this beautiful journey with me where he just had me like talking to like some of the men at my church and like asking them practical questions, which is how all my documentaries come about. I just ask people questions. And I just said like, hey, like, talk to me about marriage. Like, and just like, what's your idea of marriage? What's your view on marriage? And it got to a point where, just to make a very long story short, where I adopted that marriage was ministry. And it was a ministry that once I jump into this, technically this becomes my priority. Not any of my work and none of my travels, none of my videos and all that stuff. And all that stuff I can continue.
Yes.
But this now is my new ministry. You see what I'm saying? And so to make a long story short, I'm really like realizing the realities of what marriage is. And I don't know if I talked about it on your podcast, but marriage to me is also a mantle. It is a calling. It is an assignment. Like, watch this. You could be a great man and not be a husband.
Teach.
You could be a great woman and not be a wife.
Teach.
that is a mantle. That is a true title that you have to walk in. And you can be a husband and not be married. You could be a wife and not be married. You have to become a husband before you get married. Now, for those who weren't husbands and became husbands while they were married, you can do that. It's going to be challenging. You're going to be stretched because it's going to make you more like Christ, the marriage. But watch this. Like, it's so crazy. Like, I was in my church sanctuary and I'm like, God, like I feel the weight and I'm progressively making changes to adjust for this woman that you're bringing into my life. I don't know who she is, because one thing I was good for, like you said, I was friend zoning everybody. Every girl that ever is either we working together, we collabing on something, or we just cool. Like, everybody know me. I'm a very chill person. I love my people. My people love me. And when I'm in your life, I'm in your life. Like, I'm very invested. And I could definitely say that me now on this side of life, I can see how even people who were cool with me maybe like me on the low, and like, this boy really, he just want a friend. Like, I just wanted some friends. So to make a long story short, I was in the sanctuary. I was like, God, I'm really struggling with this. And anybody that knows me knows I really love to be effective. I love to get it right, and it comes from fatherhood wounds that I've healed from now. To God be the glory. He said, son, I don't want you to pray or try to be a boyfriend. I want you to receive my grace to become a husband. That's it. That's all I want you to do. And I said, Father, I received the grace to become a husband.
Teach. And
so practical things like that. And so I'm shout out to Pastor Roy. He's one of the leaders from my church. We were talking one time in the office, and he was just like, yo, when you gonna get your wife? When you gonna get your wife? And I was like, yo, like, see, this is my problem. I work too much. I friend zone everybody I meet. And then on top of that, like, I'm always at this church. And everybody that knows back home, I'm always at my church. Like, I love my pastors. I love my church. I gave my all to that church. And so it got to, which turned people off. A lot of women did not like that. Yeah, they didn't like that. Watch this though. So he was just like, yo, like, you never know. You might meet her on the road. And I'm like, nah, I doubt that, because when I'm ministering, I'm in my zone.
Yep.
Y'all say I'm being deep, but that's just me. I'm focused. I'm very like straight to it. Like, and anybody that comes to any of my and I don't be hugging on. The meet and greets are very nice to meet you. Take your picture. We just, you know what I'm saying? So to make a long story short, I went to an event in Dallas. I got invited to a church out here. And that's where we first, she met me supposedly. And she had took a picture, which she'll get into, I'm sure. She had took a picture, and my man's, shout out to my boy Addy, we were just kind of looking at what people were kind of saying about the event, because it was a hashtag that was associated with the event, Finish Your Food, which is a workshop that I do. To make a long story short, we were like kind of looking at all of them like, yo, like, these are dope, like some of these testimonials. And she had wrote on her caption like, yo, like make sure you go see Albaner live. Like, this is really dope. Like, what he's doing is great, stuff like that. And I was like, yo, we need more testimonials like these. So I had like posted up in my little group chat or whatever. And my sister was like, oh, she's pretty. Like, she's cute. Like, this could be something. I'm like, I'm good. So I just kind of charged to the game.
And you're seeing this on Instagram, or where are these pictures?
So she posted on Instagram. My man's like, he was just teasing me saying like, this is what I be doing. Like, I'll scroll through what people saying. So I'm looking at it too. And because I'm about to travel, I wanted more testimonials like that. I was like, yeah, we need more people to be like, yo, like, I'm glad that y'all love the content.
So she came to the event in Dallas?
Yeah, it was an event at some church I had to go to. Then I came back for What's the Word.
Oh, okay. So she came to the first event.
Yeah.
She had a testimonial. She posted.
Yeah.
They said, oh, look at her. She's cute. Your sister says she's cute. Your homeboy was like, hey, look. You're like, all right, cool. Now you're coming back again.
I'm coming back for What's the Word. I'm not even thinking about her like that. I just wasn't. I was thinking about the testimonial.
And what is the time span between that conversation with them and you coming back?
That was probably 2 days after my birthday, the 22nd, February 22nd. And then I'm back in Dallas in March.
A month later.
So a month later?
Yeah, so a month later.
Okay.
So to make a long story short, I said that a million times. I'm sorry.
I know. Make a long story short.
I'm at What's the Word. What's the Word is over. And I'm officially doing the meet and greet now for everybody out of state. I announced it. She supposedly wasn't going to come.
Right. And
her sister was like, I really feel like God really wants us to be at What's the Word. Like, we should really go. She was like, I've sensed the same thing. So they came. So they're halfway out the door. And it's like the meet and greet, like, it literally was right about to start, but everybody was still kind of chilling in the room or whatever. They didn't come outside. And so she said that, which she'll probably say, but she said that she was gonna, it's like, we might as well just stop and stay with supper or whatever. And so that's when we first met. And she had made a comment about a very, very hard year of my life and was just encouraging me. And it stuck with me. And in that moment, like I lie to you not, like I felt a real peace and a safety. And it was almost as if like, I hate to sound cheesy, but like we were in our own little world.
I ain't cheesy, that's real.
And like, and I laughed to myself because I'm like, she said something that I thought was hilarious, which I'm not gonna say. And I'm like, well, she really bold. Like, cause that could have went wrong, but it landed very well. And I just was kind of like, that was dope. But then I'm like,
but I want you to qualify because the people mind going crazy. You ain't got to say exactly what she said, but it sounded like she may have said something inappropriate or something.
No, okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So she didn't say nothing inappropriate. She just was encouraging me. But she had mentioned a very, very difficult time in my life, a year in my life that's very challenging, but it could have landed wrong.
Right.
Because it was a very traumatic time in my life, but it didn't. And that's what stuck to me too. But it felt like we're on our own little world. And then I was kind of like, that was dope. But I just kind of like, all right, I'm gonna dub that.
Did you connect her to the girl that was in the picture?
Not immediately. And then I was like, yeah, this that girl.
So when you saw her in that lobby or whatever that event, did you go, she cute?
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a band. I wasn't thinking about her looks at all. I wasn't thinking about it was, I ain't gonna lie, it was from what now I know what it was. It was her spirit.
So you was really, so it's that, so you know how church folks be saying, I was attracted to her spirit. So literally you were attracted to her spirit.
So I'm gonna say this. I was in ministry mode.
Oh yeah, you just
I'm gonna keep it a band. I wasn't in that like, oh, she valid, she all right. Like, of course, she's very beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not in my mind like, oh, I'm gonna talk to this girl because she looks good.
Not even talk to her, but what drew you to talk to her when you didn't talk to nobody else?
Well, it's a meet and greet.
So but you don't be meeting and greeting.
No. So the meet and greet, this is the first one I'm doing out of state.
Okay, it's the first.
You feel what I'm saying? So like during the meet and greet, they were about to walk out and say, we might as well just stop and say what's up because nobody was in line just yet.
Okay.
And so that's how it happened.
So you had a moment with her.
I had a moment with her. You know what I'm saying? And it just it just completely caught me off guard, like what I felt in that moment. And that's what caught my attention. And then what she had said stuck with me. But I'll kind of pause here so she can jump in.
Because I was about to do it too. I was going to ask you. So now what happened? You go to the event. What happened?
Yeah, so I went to the event, which I wasn't going to go at first. But my sister, she was like, no, we're going. So we went.
Shout out Joy.
Joy, boy. That's the perfect assist, wasn't it?
Yep. So after the event, we were going to head out because it was like 10:30 at night and we had a nice little drive. So we were like, we just going to leave. But as we were walking out the door, you know, we realized there's nobody in this meet and greet line. Albaner is about to come out. We might as well meet him. So, you know, we met him. Walking up to him, I just introduced myself. And then I guess I cracked this little joke or whatever. And in that moment, he laughed. And when he laughed, something like clicked. And it was like I felt the Holy Spirit. And so I'm kind of like caught off guard because I'm like, Lord, you about to tell me something? Like, what's going on? Am I supposed to share something with him? But I didn't really hear anything. So I was just like, oh, okay, well, let me take this picture and go on about my business. And yeah.
So what did you think? So you had been following him on social media, right? Yeah. You went to an event that he did the month prior. Was there any type of attraction?
Well, you know, I've always been attracted to Albaner. I have been following him for several years.
Did you ever slide in his DMs?
No.
So what were you thinking? So this is good. So you had an attraction for him. How did you play it out in your mind?
So although I thought he was attractive, I don't know him. So I wasn't thinking, you know, oh, I want to be with him or I'm going to try to be seen by him. It wasn't like that at all. Good. You know, I was very much focused at that time with everything that I had going on. So I just wasn't thinking like that. But I knew he was attractive. And seeing him, meeting him in person, it was just like, oh, I've been watching you for so many years. Now to finally see you in person, like, this is so dope. Like, I've seen you grow over the years.
So it was no thought in your head after seeing him the first event. Well, clearly, because you weren't going to go to the second event.
Right. She was like, that's funny because I teased her and I was like, yo, let me get this straight. I was like, you talking about you watched me all these years. And I said this, and this what really started, like by the time now we skipped the point on how we started talking, but I'm sure we'll go back.
Yeah, we're going to go back.
I was like, yo, like at that first event, When all them people was, cause she got blessed, I guess. The meet and greet line at What's the Word always gets real crazy. So they got really out really early. But this other event, they allowed everybody to just kind of chill with me and get to know me or whatever. And I was like, yo, why ain't you
stay around?
Why don't you just speak to me then? And she said something that really blessed me. You want to share? You want me to share?
Yeah, say it. I want to hear this.
He was just focused, so I wasn't trying to disturb what he had going on.
That blessed me, brother.
Now tell, because
I said,
say why that's important for men like us.
No lie, like it sounds crazy. Because thank God we ended up meeting again. Because if we never met again, I'd be like, okay, that's cute, but you done missed your
you done missed your blessing.
But no, like when she said that, it was like, because she had basically said like her and God always spoke that she knew she wouldn't have to pursue her husband. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that really blessed me, because it's like, I don't have no problem with people approaching me, because I don't approach people. I'm not the type of person that's gonna be like, you, shorty, what's up? That's not me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when I heard her say that, I was like, wow, like that much confidence, poise, posture, where you're like, you know what, he's focused. I'm not gonna distract him. I'm not gonna hold you. What they say, you did your big one with that. Whoa, man, I was like, all right, that really. But by the time I learned that, though, we were already talking.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like that really spoke volumes to me, though. So do you want to tell the part where you got in the car with your sister?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask, because we finna go back. That's because, we done sat down when they came into town. Well, when he moved here, when we're recording this episode, this is exactly a week from when you moved here. And we sat down, so I heard their whole story, and it's such a God move, everything. And what I want to resonate with women, Amber, I'm gonna let y'all know my agenda. My agenda in this episode, I got several agendas, but I'm gonna reveal one of them. One of them is the confidence that Amber moves. When I was sitting at the table, I said, "You have a prophetic gift, don't you?" Because I have a gift and I can see stuff like that. And she said, "Actually, I do, because I can hear the language in which she speaks. She moves prophetically." And so I want y'all to hear. I want y'all to zero in, because remember, the mission is to increase marriage rates in the Black community and decrease divorce statistics, but provide tools so that we can do marriage better. Also, in order to do marriage better, we have to do dating better. And so this is such a powerful move of what's about to take place. What happened, Amber? You got in the car.
So after meeting Albaner, I got in the car with my sister, and I just sat there for a moment, and I was like, am I tripping, or did we have a connection? Because before meeting Albaner, he was just very straightforward, just shaking hands, on to the next. But with me, it was like this wall came down, and he was laughing and interacting and sharing stories, and like we were just having a good time. And so she said, "Girl, that's your husband." She was like, "I knew we were supposed to come here tonight. That's your husband." And I was like, okay. And we just drove off and went home.
It's about to get funny.
But then, after that, waking up every day for the next 2 weeks, he was the first thing on my mind. Going to bed, he was the last thing on my mind. And it did start to bother me, because I don't want to have feelings for somebody who isn't my husband. And so I was just kind of like, I don't know what is going on, but Lord, you're going to have to do something about this. And when I don't know what to do, I pray. So I went to the Lord and I said, hey, I don't know what's going on. If this is my husband, put me on his heart to pursue me. But if it's not, please take these feelings away from me. And I got up out of prayer. I did not think anything after that. And 5 days later.
What happened, Albaner?
I'm going through it. I just started the tour. I'm focused on, what are the reviews? How can we make this better? How can I be more effective? And here I am. I remember I was sitting on the couch, and I was like, that girl, man, she really, what she said was just like, I'm just like, I said, that girl don't even know what that meant to me. She has no idea what she said. And I'm just like, forget it. Next day go by. I'm like, let me go find that girl page. Let me see what she about. You feel what I'm saying? Let me look at her page. Let me see what she doing. Let me see what she got going on. Then I'm just like, I feel it in my bones. And I'm like, dang, I'm really about to humble myself. Because you know I said on this podcast, I don't do DMs. I don't respond to no DMs. It's just too many. I really love, and I can say that's because I really try my best to give so many people opportunities to connect with me. So when I say I don't do DMs, it's not because I don't want to connect with the people. It's because I can't. So I've opened up other opportunities, but I'm not the shoot your shot type of bull. I'm not. And I was like, I'm really about to humble myself and DM this girl.
He's up to humble myself.
I said, I cannot believe I'm about to do this. So I said, thank you for coming to What's the Word? I appreciate you, And I was like, what you said really stuck out to me. And I hope one day I could really explain to you what that meant to me. And, that was really, special and dope, but that really was a crazy year for me. So again, I pray that I get a chance to like explain and talk to you about that. And then I said, space. Now, if there is any potential partners, forgive me. I'm not trying to basically, cause no trouble or whatever. Just wanted to say thank you again. So I'm like, I can't believe I just DM'd this girl. So then she DM'd me back. You want to say what you said?
What'd you say?
I basically just said, hey. I was like, I'm so happy to hear from you. So definitely enjoyed talking to you as well. Looking forward to sharing stories, hearing more about what happened, and possibly sharing my story. And then I said, there are no potential partners.
And I did my little thing. I said, man. No gas though. Like that's how we originally started talking. And like it's crazy. Like it wasn't a lot of like super flirtatious or romance. Like I was somebody that, and I'm gonna be on this hill for a long time. Like I was really big on, if you sacrifice romance in the beginning to just get to know that person, like asking real questions, like just really getting to know them. Like if it's the one for you, if it's your person, it's almost like an investment that if you sacrifice romance in the beginning and you reap the romance when it's official, it's so special. Versus romance in the beginning, there's tons of, let's say, potential love bombing, or you're just so enamored or so infatuated with the person that by the time you realize they're not the one, now you got this tie, this emotional bond, all these things that you can't get out of. So it's easier if you really don't push all that up front. So me and her, like, we just talked about everything. When I say everything.
But answer this, you just, that's what I do. People don't even understand that when I say that. I said friend before fiance.
Yeah.
I said I'm gonna go from friend to fiance. Yeah. And they were like, how you gonna do that? You gotta state your intentions up front. I said, state what intentions? If we're building on friendship, if we keep talking, we ain't gonna stop talking.
Yeah.
So the intention is the fact that I care enough about you in my busy schedule to keep talking to you. If I gotta do anything more than that, that means that I'm dealing with an unhealed version of you. If you wanna stay connected with me, let's be connected. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, because I'm not a person that's afraid of marriage. I wanna get married, but I wanna get married to the person I keep going back to. So if I keep talking to you and you're a part of my day and I'm talking to you daily, and before I go to sleep, I'm talking to you, and I wake up, I'm talking to you, and I'm telling you everything in my day, I'm sharing that with you. We're building connection. I'm sharing stuff with you. You're sharing stuff with me. Like you saying, talk about everything with each other. Yeah. That's where safety is built. People can manufacture quote unquote romance all day. I can write a book and tell you how to deceive somebody with romance. And they be like, oh my God, he is so amazing. He sent me flowers every week. He did this with me. He does this. He can just sit there and have a book. All right, step number 1, call her and say, hey baby, how's your day going? All right. Hey baby, how's your day going? Sit there and wait for her to tell you what to say and say, oh my God, is there anything I can do to make your day better? Is there anything I can do to make your day better? And he can go step by step and do stuff. Send her something to eat. Do all this stuff. You be like, oh, I met the one. It had no emotion tied to it. It was just actions. Yeah. And then when you see who they really are, you go, oh my God, this guy just love bombed me. This guy just manipulated me and then married me and took me for everything I had.
For sure.
And so, but you can't fake core values. You can't deceive somebody when you start asking them core value questions and they get the, well, I believe in God, but I mean, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're like, why not?
Yeah.
So I love what you said, and I'm glad you broke it down exactly like that. How did you manage though? I made this shot by her simply saying she had nobody, to level setting it on, building a healthy connection through friendship?
Yeah, it's something I said early on because, like I said, I was trying to do the opposite of what I normally do. I'm not trying to friend zone her. I'm not. Remember, I said on your podcast, God quickened me that I don't want a coworker. I'm not trying to collab. I'm not real rap. So I told her, I was like, yo, I'm gonna keep it a band with you. Like, and this is now we've been talking for a minute now. We've really been getting to know each other. And I was like, yo, honestly,
What's a minute? Put time frame.
Well, she know all the timelines. I don't know no timeline.
Amber, how long was it?
Let's just say we were talking, right? For let's say at least a month or two. I just was like, yo, honestly, I'm gonna keep it a band. Like I said, I ain't looking for no more friends. I'm just letting you know right now, I'm really getting to know you, but I'm not looking for a friend.
Right.
Straight like that. Like let me not do the thing I do. Yeah, I just get another friend. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, like I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really not looking for no more friends. I don't got room for no more friends. My circle good, my circle tight. Which is crazy because I lost some people where I thought I eventually needed more friends. But to make a long story short, but we talked about so much stuff. And I can't recall a time where we were like super flirtatious or romantic. It was just so much conversation that it got to a point where it just felt like we were connecting on too much stuff. And I'm getting mad now. I was getting frustrated.
Why you getting frustrated?
Because well, you don't know this, but I'm very skeptical. I got a lot of trust issues. I'm very introverted. I'm to myself. I don't get close to people easy. I learned then she was also frustrated, but this is now when we were like official. But back then, I didn't know she was also frustrated. So I was going on my little walk that I told you about back in those days. And I said, God, if this ain't it, you could let me know right now. Because I'm not about to get close to her and I can't waste no time. My heart's so fragile. I can't. And so we finally are getting ready to like meet in person. Like this had to be what, like 2-3 months, maybe 4 months. I don't know.
No, like maybe two.
All right, so like 2 months, right? 3 months, whatever. So I said, God, I'm gonna go meet her. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from Jersey. She's not from Texas, but she lives in Texas. And I just like, by time this plan lands, God, I want you, when I look at her, to be like, this ain't it. That's it. Like, I don't want to waste no time. I don't want none of that. Just quickly, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not tripping because my brother out here. So I'm like, I get to see my brother while I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just an ideal situation for me. And literally, like, when I saw her, when I was around her, more stuff. We kept connecting on more and more stuff. Then my brother got a chance to meet her. My brother loves her. You know what I'm saying? We just doing all this fun stuff. We playing games. We going to these little, all them little Top Golf, all this rah-rah batting cages, all this fun stuff because I'm a sports guy. And I'm just like, dang, man. And then she cooked for me. And I said, oh, man. Because you may not know this. I don't know if I said this, but I knew I needed I wanted like a southern hospitality vibe. I needed all of that. I need a woman that knows how to make a house, a home, all of that. I knew. And in Jersey, you're not going to find that. I'm sorry, Jersey. I love y'all. I ain't no beef. But so to make a long story short, she had made food for my brother too. And so, she was like, yo, my family's getting together. Would you want to meet my family? Now, families love me, so I was cool. I ain't feel no pressure. But I was like, yo, don't go in there telling them that you cooked for me and you be doing all this stuff for me because I don't want them to feel like, oh, who he think he is, you doing all this stuff for him. That's what I'm used to from Jersey. Like, that's not our norm. Yeah. So I get there, her mom was like, oh, nice to meet you, Albaner, da-da-da. Go sit in the dining room. Amber will bring you your plate. And I was like, oh. I was like, oh, so she was raised this way. And that's like a big thing for me. Like, I always knew, like, I need to be with somebody who was raised a certain way so it doesn't feel like either I'm changing them or I'm asking too much. Like, that was really big for me. I was like, okay, on my list, I was like, they have to be raised in these ways. That way it don't make it complex. Like, so, but I knew the location of where these types of people are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard that New York is like one of the worst places to date, but New York and Jersey similar. Everybody just going where they gotta go, doing what they gotta do. Ain't nobody's down here. Y'all slow. Y'all relax. Y'all hospitable. You know what I'm saying? I love all of that. And so to make a long story short, like,
what she say, sit down here, she gonna get you a plate. You like,
yeah, I was like, my fault. All right. You know what I'm saying? But it got to a point though where too much was connecting. So now I'm back home. I'm just like, God, like, I just feel like it's too good to be true. So like, I just need you to give me a peace. Like, I don't want to start really, really pursuing this girl if this ain't it. And he says, son, remember all the things that I'm bringing to your life. I told you, you would know it's me because you would say it's too good to be true. And the gospel, bro, one of the words for the gospel is good news, but it's too good to be true good news. It's so profound to me. The peace that I felt in that moment, and I'm gonna be honest, and she knows because I apologize for this. I start putting her through the ringer. I was going through it. I was like, yo, like, cause like I know people know I play a lot. I'm very funny, but I could be annoying. I come with a lot. I'm not high maintenance, but you know, I come with a lot. Like I carry a lot. I'm a leader. I'm in ministry. I got a lot of emotions, and it's not easy doing life with me. And so I told her, I was like, yo, I'm gonna let you see everything now.
Good. I'm
gonna let you see it all now. If we really gonna do it, I'm gonna let you see everything up front. Everything. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. I told her my weaknesses, my fears, my insecurities. I gave her everything. My history. Mm-hmm. I even was transparent about like how I needed to get a lot of stuff in order with women in my life, because in ministry, there's so many dynamics that I had that was like, okay, well, I can't do that no more if I start dating or if I'm just preparing for marriage. So like I told her it all. Good. I told her about people that, you know, I could see that I need to tighten this up. Like this one, I don't know, it looks a little blurry here. Let me fix that. Like I told her everything because I figured if she gonna be with me, she might as well know it all. You know what I'm saying?
Albaner, can I just tell you something? That's why I say you're so wise beyond your years. I tell people to show everything. Everything. It shouldn't take Beyonce to create a song called Flaws and All for us as believers to understand that. One of my favorite songs is Flaws and All. She says, I'm a B in the morning, I'm a this, I'm a that. She starts naming all this stuff and she says, and this is why you love me and this is why I love you. Yeah. And it's like saying, regardless, take me flaws and all. You know what I'm saying? And what happens oftentimes is that we lead with representatives hiding who we really are, of fear of knowing that if they really know who I am, they're not going to want me anymore. Well, go ahead and do an Uno reverse. Show who you are, and so you can mitigate the damage and say, if you're going to leave me at the very beginning before I get all caught up. Yeah. Before we get married, before we go get deeds in each other's names, before we get kids and all that, then you really find out who I am. You go, oh my God, I found out who you are. I would have never married you if I had known this. Yeah. And then you done spent 5 years with somebody, 6 years with somebody, and you lived a fraud, and the whole time you're struggling because you're going, I'm trying to hide who I really am to keep them around, because you know deep down inside that you've gaslighted them into a marriage. Instead of just saying who I am. That's why I say when people are caught up on whatever fetishes they are, they let people know that. They be like, I hug trees. I love trees. Let them know that up front so that they be like, I'm a tree hugger too. And you go, wow, we're together. I've always wanted to be the fellow tree hugger. And now y'all married and y'all hugging trees together on Arbor Day. Whatever it is like whatever your situation is, say that up front so people can make an informed decision. So I salute you. I salute you for having the wisdom. And sometimes it may be rooted in self-sabotage where you go, well, I'm gonna do this because I want to prove to myself that you really wouldn't accept me if you know who I really am. But the grace of it is that I'm gonna prove to you who I really am, and then prove to God that if this person is mine, they're gonna be able to say, I have the grace for that. That's no big deal. And that's what I always say, that transparency is foreplay to me. In order to get to my heart, I want to know who you are from the jump. And then that's what turns me on with a person. I'll be like, oh, you were transparent with your weaknesses. That just the Bible says, Paul says, I boast in my weakness. And so either we're going to do that or we're not. But listen, that made me excited. How did you receive all the stuff that he was telling you?
Honestly, I was very grateful because it was the thing that made me trust him. How open he was, how intentional he was with allowing me to see him, how transparent he was, everything that he was learning, everything that he was thinking. Like, I didn't really have to pull anything out of him. I didn't feel like there were any secrets. So if anything, it made me trust him.
Still to this day, we do it.
Yep.
Everything.
Thank you.
Even when it's uncomfortable, like I make mistakes. I'm like, baby, gotta talk. Dang, y'all got me using cat names on this joint. Dang, I'm wilding. I'm married. Oh, wow. Nah, real rap, though, I'd be like, yo, you know, I messed up. I'm fixing this. I'm learning this. I'm changing this. Good. Like, and it's dope because, like, the safety we have is what really drew me to her. It is a safety. And again, like I said, I've learned now it's really her spirit. She's a beautiful spirit. Like I tell all my young guys, I'm like, yo, let y'all know, because they be just nervous. And I'm telling you, all my young guys getting married. But basically, I'd be like, yo, there's always going to be another woman, bro. I promise you. There's always going to be another woman, but a woman with the right spirit. See, that you don't play with. When you find a woman with the right spirit, and it's your person, meaning like, I'm talking about your person. Like, we are big old kids together. It's so important that if you have found your person and they have a right spirit, I don't care about shorty who, oh, she valid, or she a baddie, all that stuff. Bro, I promise you, you don't, like, charm is deceptive and beauty fades. But a woman who fears the Lord shall be praised. And so that's what and of course, if any young man is struggling with that, they need serious prayer and they need their minds to be renewed, because that's a real thing when you're struggling to let go of this one, because she this, she that. Doesn't compare to a woman who has a beautiful spirit and is beautiful, period. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, like, with something that I wanted you to chime in on too, when we were connecting so much, like when I was talking about how it started to be hard for me, I wanted you to jump in and share. Because
I was going to ask you that. What would you go
about
through?
how, like, how when I was like, I was struggling, like, God, like, this feels too good to be true. Like, I'm scared. Like, I don't want to be so invested and it not be it. Like, I wanted you to talk about that.
Well, it was kind of irritating at first, because I'm like, why is he doing all of this? And it really just made me go to the Lord, like, what's going on? And so the Lord did kind of open my eyes to show me, like, he's a little anxious. He's just looking for you to respond to him a certain way, to love him a certain way. And so then that was, the Lord started to speak to me on how to deal with him, how to respond to him, how to show up for him. And yeah.
Why did you think I got me doing too much? Why did you think like that?
I actually did think some at moments. I was kind of like, he is doing a little bit, a lot, but I was still appreciative, that he was allowing me to see these things. But really, I really feel like that was just like the moment that the Lord just wanted me to come to him and, to get wisdom and instruction from him on how to handle his son. I mean,
So let me ask you this. So in your mind, was it moments to where, listen, prior to marriage and prior to dating and all that type of stuff, we have these ideology about how it's going to work out. It's supposed to be easy. I meet the person, they look in my eyes, they say, you're my wife, and I say, you're my husband, and we don't deal with any type of situations, and we get married and we live happily ever after. Were those moments challenged where you say, gosh, okay, why is he acting all anxious? Why I'm doing everything right? I'm loving him properly, but he just seems adverse to it. It seems like, for instance, I'll use this story. Me being a licensed foster parent, when they took us through foster training, they told us that a kid who has been abused, when you start trying to hug them and love on them, they become resistant. They start throwing temper tantrums. You be like, what is wrong with this person? If they got done so wrong all these years, then they meet me. I come into their life. I'm loving them properly. I'm caring for them properly. Why are they acting like this? What you are saying and what he admitted to is that he's in this relationship with you and you're showing up great, but he's acting anxious. How did you internalize that? Did you feel like you were doing something wrong prior to God? So how'd you look at it? You just looked at it like that's just what he has to go through right now?
Yeah, I just kind of felt like that was him, what he was going through. I was pretty confident and secure in myself. So it was really just learning him and trying to figure out like what was going on with him. So
but hold on, your little young self tell me that you could look at it and say, that has nothing to do with me. I'm confident in myself. I just know he's going through his own process.
Yeah.
Can I add something to that, what she's saying?
Please.
Because she said it earlier. She said she went to God about me.
Yeah.
And this is why, there's so many moments she's done that in our relationship. And it blesses me when people go to God about me.
There it is.
I come with a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to say too much. But there was one moment I could speak to that was like, we were coming up on a challenging point in our relationship. And I'm very vocal about my challenges. So I was talking about a particular challenges with finances at one point in the season. And, she came to me and she was like, hey, you've been talking about finances a lot and I got worried. So I'm thinking, okay, I got to have this moment with her. And she was like, but I went to God. And she said, I spoke to God and he spoke to me and said, he's not your source. I am. And I will provide for both of y'all. When I tell you, when she called me and told me that, I said, God, who is this girl?
This woman? Harpo, who this woman?
I'm like, I said, and from that moment on, like, and I've told her this, like, don't cry because you're gonna make me cry.
You're about to make me cry.
No, I'm so serious. Like, you have to be with somebody that goes to God for you. You're not gonna, she's telling you how confident and secure she is in herself, but what I want you to really hear and the world to hear is she goes to God. Right. This girl prays for me. When I say praise, I remember one time we was chilling and my heart, and people who know me know I had some issues with my chest. Like, I don't know if it was last year or the year before. Child, I don't know. And I was really going through it. We were just chilling and she was like, are you okay? She asked me one time, are you okay? And I said, I don't know. She just laid her hands on my back and started praying. I looked over like, forget the pain. Who is this? Like, yo, like, what in the world? Like, what am I experiencing right now? And I know to some people that may seem normal.
No, it ain't normal.
But you got to understand, like, I was so blessed by that. But it's little things like that really started to make me go, dang, I might have messed around and found the one. But watch this though. The moment that happened though, you know, because I would tell them some of our funny stories, but it's like, I think we should get to like more of the message. Because remember the Boy Scout thing?
Yeah,
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But let me say this though. Once I really realized, okay, she's the one, and I need to go full throttle. That's when spiritual warfare started, and the enemy, and of course, just being a man, a young man, and the attack on like understanding the weight of what it means to commit to a woman, and leaving behind singleness altogether. Forsaking all others. That language, bro, at first was like, oh, my freedom. Oh, my space. I love living by myself. I love my world. I love my routine. I love my work. I love my schedule. I love how I can just move when I want, how I want. And I really went through a season where I started to mourn loss before I even committed to her. And so I'm like, yo, like, if this is what some of my other young guys have been experiencing, now I understand why they're so resistant to committing. And I'm like, bro, you got your girl. Why you don't want to just go? But I see now, because right before you do, here comes the enemy. And I can't speak for a woman, but for men, I really had to really wrestle in the spirit for months, like really letting God deal with me. And he just began to show me, but he added to it. Now he says, son, your singleness is no longer an asset to you. Now, at this point in our relationship, he says, now it's become a liability. He said, it is not good that a man be alone. He said, the only thing you're losing in this season is living without stability, living without structure, living without discipline, and living in a way to just satisfy the lust of your flesh.
Teach.
So technically, you're not losing anything bad. You're gaining everything you need when you step into this new season. And it really started the journey of, all right, Al, lock in. Like, bro, lock in for real, because you don't want to lose something good because you're afraid of letting go of just what the realities of what being single is.
Yes.
But the beauty of being married, bro, like, he who finds a wife really does find a good thing. And this is what I tell all my young guys, and obtains favor with the Lord. Like, the favor of God, the blessing of the Lord, the beauty and benefit of, like we both say, like, two really is better than one. Nah, a singleness was a great season, and I never want to demonize it or undermine it. It's a great time to accomplish the will of God for you. Go wholeheartedly into the things of God. But I also don't glorify singleness, because it's like the community right now is like, I've been single for 10 years, going strong. It's like, okay, but do you want to be married? And if you do, let's start making that progress to what it takes to prepare. Because I don't want people to boast and, yeah, I've been holding out for 10 years. It's like, okay, well, I feel that. But if you no longer have the grace for it and you recognize that it's time to start progressing, go for it. But nah, like, it just got to a point where it was very clear. Like, we connected on so many things.
I want you to go into that moment of connection where you was like, this will be really corny, but here we are.
Yeah, so it's two things, because the official thing was, we wish we should tell people about counseling. Mm-hmm. So we did counseling. Like just in
Pre-engagement
talking,
counseling.
dating, not even pre-engagement.
Just
counseling,
Just
period.
regular counseling. As a counselor myself, I was an advocate for like, yo, let's do counseling. They're going to pull on stuff from us, being that we are distant, that we may never ever pull on. So like, as much as we've been talking about, like we talk about even the hard stuff. We talked about like, hey, how do you feel about having 2 bathrooms, like separate bathrooms? You got your own thing, I got my own thing. I'm talking about anything you can think of, which I'm not going to say on this podcast because that's our business, but we got into detail. Like, so we really knew like, yeah, we really on the same page, even when it comes to living together. But a counselor, we knew that could pull on more stuff. So counseling, we unpacked a lot of stuff together, which was really special for us, helped us. I'm not going to say sped up the process, but made the process more effective. But there was a night where I was like, I'm going to try one thing. I'm going to just try mad random stuff because I feel like we connect on way too much. We're in agreement on way too much. We click in so many ways. We're 2 big old kids. But I said, let me try something funny. Now, this is Googleable, so I'm telling on myself, but you can Google it. I was a Boy Scout. I actually got my Eagle Scout. I'm not endorsing it now. I don't know what is going on now. I'm talking about when I was in it. And I was like, let me tell her. I'm like, yo, I was a Boy Scout. I don't know how you feel about that, but I said, I did my little sign. I said, a scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And she
Do it.
on that call, put up her little sign.
Do it.
She put up her little Girl Scout sign, and I said, "No way." I said, "You got to be like I'm. This is okay. There's no way you're telling." She was like, "Yeah, I used to be a Girl Scout." I'm like, "Bruh." Like, okay. At this point, I'm like, God, this is amazing to me. And
you threw up your little sign. You threw up your little hand thing.
And she is. let me say this because I'm gonna boast about her. She is everything on my list.
You had a list?
Everything
I made a list because somebody was like, you need to make a list. I was like, I don't believe in that. I ain't doing that. He was like, yo, just make the list. And I said, no. So somebody I'm really cool with, she just asked me, she's like, what do you think your wife is going to be like? And so I was like, well, I feel like I just started writing stuff. And then I was like, oh, shoot, I messed around and made my list. So I just screenshotted the text thread like, yo, bet, boom, this is it right here. This is a solid thing right here. I think this is clean. There was nothing lustful on it, nothing carnal, nothing that was like just physical attraction. It was just things about her character, core values, and things I really believe I needed. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like if God really gave me somebody I needed, what would that be like? Because when it comes to my wants, this is when I'm a young boy. I was frustrated with, my type wasn't healthy back in the day when I was a young kid. The women I was into was not good.
Tell me, what was that type?
No. So basically, this is when God's really setting me free from a lot of stuff when I was really young in the faith. He said, son, I'm not going to give you, when it comes to your wife, I'm not going to give you what you want. I'm going to give you what you need.
Facts.
And he said, but I'm going to renew your mind and renew your eyes in such a way
so you can see it,
that what you need will become what you want. Mm-hmm. And so God really had to do a work in me before I really understood what really is a wife. What really should I be attracted to? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm from
Albaner, you don't know, you just set somebody free.
I hope so.
Because people don't know. You just said something so key. And you're saying it in an era where everything is on social media, everything is manipulated, everything is filtered, everything is, you can face tune your face to look like this, change your body, add a little hip there, do all that. But if God renews your mind to where that is not what you're attracted to,
100%.
And you're attracted to the heart and the mind of somebody, then you'll look at that and be like, but who is she? You'll look at that and go, but who is he? And you'll get in those conversations, have conversations independent of all the outside appearance of somebody. God will tune your ear to a frequency to hear who they really are. And then you'll be able to say, oh, no, we're not aligned. Well, thank you. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah.
God bless you. Great. They're like, well, you know how fine I am? I ain't never had no man tell me this. I know. But I'm not interested in that. Because I know you've had the same thing, haven't you? Mm-hmm. You've had the counter culture dudes that you attract. I always say light is going to attract mosquitoes, butterflies, wasp. Light attracts everything. We have to discern what we decide to entertain while we're attracting whatever that is. And so when you just said that, Albaner, how long did that process take from when you said that God began to change your eyes and your mind about what you wanted?
Yeah, I say I was in high school at that time. It probably didn't it probably didn't click to me until maybe even a little after college for real. Like I wasn't, at that point I still wasn't dating or like really trying to be in a relationship. And I'm glad because I would have married the wrong person for sure. My taste, my attractions, it weren't, what I was attracted wasn't good. And from where I'm from, you know what I'm saying? We just, you know what I'm saying? So, but no, I just wanted to continue to boast on her though. Ambyr is amazing. Ambyr is very special to me. Ambyr is everything on my list and more. Like, she is a gift from God. Yeah. I will say that. And I'm gonna say yes. The mercy of God too, because I could have, listen, I could have been somewhere else doing something else, or maybe even with someone else. I don't know. But it was the mercy of God that God has somebody for me. She is my person. Yeah. Like, we are two big old kids. We like all the same things, watch all the same movies. She be putting me on the shows. I'd be like, what you watching? Then I'd be like, So this dude and her, like, they don't, okay. I be tapped in season 5, like, I'm locked in, like, but nah, she's very special, and I'm so grateful to God. Like, I'm so grateful to God, like, for real.
Same. I'm grateful too.
So, Ambyr, what were you going through in the same thing? You know, what's your journey? What was your journey to become this woman?
Well, I would say, you know, in my early 20s, I had the same thing. So I was attracted to a different kind of guy. And there was a time where I thought, you know, maybe this isn't for me. Dating isn't for me. Maybe I'm just going to be single. But the Lord did give me a dream. And he showed me my future if I just submitted to him.
Talk your talk.
He showed me the kind of man that I would marry, you know. So literally, Albaner is everything in that dream that God showed me. And I have it written down and everything.
How old were you when you had that dream?
I was 23.
And he showed you. When he showed you that, did you start dating based on that, or was you still dating an unhealthy type dude?
It was like everything kind of shut up at that point. So I was single for 8 years. I mean, I very briefly dated somebody before Albaner, but before that, I was single for 8 years because I knew that every guy did not look like what God showed me.
So you held on to that dream?
I did. I did.
So when your sister in the car said, girl, that's because that's your husband.
Let her cook. It gets good.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Ambyr.
So anyway, I want to say this was like 2019 where I actually saw Albaner on YouTube. And when I was just looking at him, I was like, oh, he definitely looks like, Lord, what you've shown me. And I was like, you know, this is probably like the blueprint of what I'm looking for. And it's kind of funny because I did screenshot a photo of Albaner and I kept it in my phone, and I was like, you know, I want somebody who can talk eloquently and who, you know, is full of wisdom, and, you know, not only that, he is attractive. Chocolate, amen. Love
fault.
him.
It's my fault.
So when I realized that Albaner was my husband, it was like I had this beautiful moment with the Lord where I just kind of laughed because I remembered the dream that he showed me, and I remembered seeing him back in 2019. It was like Albaner was the surprise.
Hold on. So you kept a picture of him in your phone. You took a screenshot of the YouTube video.
I did.
But you were saying you never in your mind thought it could be him. You said
exactly.
It could be like him.
Someone
he could be the
like
blueprint.
Him. I knew that I was looking for someone like him. Finding out it was Albaner, that was the surprise. Like, that was the inside joke between me and the Lord. And we just, like, it was a beautiful moment between him and I.
And you met him, what, 2023?
Yes, 2023. Yeah.
So from 2019, screenshot, 2023, you actually meet him. You didn't have to go travel nowhere.
No.
This man came to your city twice in 30 days.
Yeah. And ended up in my DMs.
And you wasn't even going to plan on going the second time. Your sister had to convince you to go. You go. You on your way out the door. Wasn't even going to stay for the meet and greet. Why was you leaving so soon?
It was late. We had a nice little drive home. I was tired. Yeah.
So your mind never ever connected that, let me just sit around and be seen.
No, I'm not pursuing nobody. I'm not chasing nobody.
But listen, Ambyr. Pursuing, you could just sit there. You could be seen. You could be in the vineyard. You could be working in the field like Ruth and be noticed by Boaz. You said, I'm finna just leave.
Yeah, like I said, I'm very confident and I know what the Lord has told me. And one of the things that he told me was that for the rest of my life, my testimony is that he did it. I would never have to do anything. I wouldn't have to put my hands in anything. I wouldn't have to, do all this extra stuff. He's going to do it. And I rested in that.
To that point, let me jump in real fast. Well, to this point, that's not for everybody.
I know it.
And the only reason why I'm going to say that because she had a word.
Yes.
See, that's what it's about. What did God say to you?
Yes.
See what I'm saying? And I respect that in her because the trust that you had in God.
Yes.
The confidence that you had in God, that again, you knew that you were not supposed to pursue your husband. This is what I will say, because she knows this, I believe this, and I tell all the young ladies that I'm connected to, it's okay to make the first move.
But how do you make that move, though?
I got you. I'm going to break this down. Let me cook, yeah? Now watch this. Watch this, though. Watch this. Making the first move is not pursuing.
That's my point.
This is very vital to understand. You can make the first move by being visible, by being approachable,
yes,
by making sure that you are, accessible, so to speak, like you're not closed off. But you can also start a conversation. Like I always say, like, where are these people that you're looking for? Once you found your list and you figured out who this person is, where do these people be at? And so, for example, let's say I decide to go on a jet ski.
Yep.
I like jet skis, and I'm naturally gonna meet other people who either like jet skis or at least love adventures or spontaneous type excursions. Exactly. And let's say I'm out there and I'm gonna be a woman, so to speak.
Right.
If I, as a woman, see a guy, right, and she feels that he's attractive, and she sees he ain't got no ring on his finger, and he looks single, he by himself. If she genuinely had a great time on that excursion, and they were all in a little experience together, she is not wrong for being able to say, hey, I really enjoyed our time together. This was really fun. Mm-hmm. He's going to say, yeah, it was really fun. She can say, oh, are you from out here? Like, do you live out here? Like, are you guys on vacation? He can say, yeah, that we're just chilling out. It's like, yeah, like I would love to just continue the day with you. You were really a great person or whatever. My thing is, I'm not saying have sex. I'm not saying do nothing wild, crazy, or do anything super love bombing. I'm saying see where it goes. Watch this though. It's up to that guy to either agree to go out, get your number, or then pursue you. This is the challenge though. Here I'm going before anybody gets upset with me. We are in a culture right now where men are not pursuing.
Facts.
We are in a culture right now where men were not taught to pursue, or are feeling very inferior, insecure, or don't have the ability. They are literally incompetent when it comes to pursuing.
Is it incompetent?
Humbly, I will say I'm not a dude that's going to pursue. I don't, like I told you, I'm not going to be like, yo, how you doing? Let me get your number. That's not me. That's just not me.
Ain't me either.
Watch this though.
But
it's because we don't have many fathers teaching that right now. We don't have many men teaching that right now. And I know people say, well, why don't you do a class? But I can't do the class, okay? But this is what I'm saying. If we encourage men, watch this, or teach them how to approach a woman in a way that's respectable, makes her feel comfortable, that's ideal. But in the generation we're in now, I need all women to know you're allowed to make the first move. But watch this. This is where you're faced with the question. Do you want a man that takes initiative? Do you want a man that is going to be able to be like, hey, listen, this is who I am. This is what I'm saying up front. You are beautiful. You are attractive. I want to go on another date with you. I want to continue this day with you, whatever. Then if that's the case, then yes, you should probably stay in your confidence, stay in your trust that the man you want, or the character of a man that you're looking for, is going to be that type of man. So where are those types of men? Number one. Then number two, because let's say a Chico, a lot of those men are in sales. A lot of men who are okay with approaching you are in sales, are in marketing, are don't mind being in front of, in public spaces. Yeah. So where are those people? What conferences do they go to? What environments are they in? Again, this is not my advice. I'm just saying. But then two, if you don't mind that your man is a little passive, if you don't mind that he's not as upfront, and you kind of you're the one that's a little more assertive than him. If you don't mind that, go for it. Watch this. There's no rules to this. Dating is not biblical. You need to use the wisdom of God with the criteria you're looking for in the man or woman that you want to choose, because it's your choice. Because people don't know that. God is not choosing people for you. I tell
people that all the time.
He presented Eve to Adam.
Yeah.
This is what's so important. You have to know, what do you want? And then how what you want, or what that person is, how that's going to show up in the future. So although she, so to speak, spoke to me. I pursued her.
Yeah.
But the flip side is I'm a leader.
Yes.
I will take the initiative. I am going to put my best foot forward. She is a go-getter. She going to get it by herself on her own. She is Miss Independent all the way through. But she knows how to yield and let me lead. She knows how to, like I always tease, like you're allowed to be a damsel in distress. If you need me, I'm here.
And
but she knows how to get to it. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it's like, I'm a leader. I'm not passive. I'm not laid back. Only time I'm laid back is when it's stuff that she just like, you know, she went through some around the house, go for it. You want to pick out the rug, go for it. But when it comes to leading, I'm a leader. I'm farsighted. I'm sharp. Military family. This is how I am. You know what I'm saying? So you got to really think, what do you want? What are you looking for? And if you don't mind being with somebody that may not approach you, you're allowed to make the first move, start the conversation. Shoot, tease him, say, hey, you look handsome in your blazer. If he find that you pretty, he like how you been carrying yourself, he been watching you around the room.
Flirt back.
Let him say, you know what? Let me get that girl number. And if he don't, and you know you want a man that's confident enough to get your number, that's his loss.
Yeah, you tap out.
That's his loss. And for the fellas too, it's like my encouragement to the fellas would be, yo, bro, like it's rough out here, dog. So don't let. If you see a beautiful woman, you like how she carry herself, you sense she got a good spirit, maybe you've been observing her for some time, maybe, you know, you've seen her. Watch this, like you looking for a certain type of woman, bro, they be at the cafe. I need you to go to the grocery store, the healthy one too. You know what I'm saying? You know, and watch this, I told my mans, I said, bro, what if your wife is not in your hometown? Be okay with knowing like she may not be in your hood, she may not be on your block, she may not be from your high school. Forget that. I knew that. I said, yo, from where I'm at now in life and what I know I really need in a woman, like people in my life used to tease me and be like, yo, you sound like you want a girl on a farm. I said, no, I just know what I'm looking for. And I said, she definitely don't live in New Jersey. So that was that. See, there's no rules to this.
It ain't.
There's no rules to this. Go look.
Why did they say it sounded like you wanted somebody on the farm?
Because I said, you know, I don't want her to have to work. I want her to make a house a home. I want her to cook and all this stuff. That's the shallow stuff. But my real stuff, like, it wasn't a farm girl. It was Amber. Mm-hmm. For sure.
So what's so beautiful about all that is that you got a word from God. You had a vision. Mm-hmm. And what was so, I don't even call it strange. I'm just going to say what was so God, is that what you had as a vision was the actual person.
Right.
That's what's crazy, because you say, I watched the video, I like, and you wasn't thirsty. You wasn't
at all. You
wasn't like, oh, he in town. Okay, what I'm gonna do? Let me make sure I'm dressed right. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna read what kind of perfume he like. I think he like. You were just like, I'm gonna be me. He's still. Oh, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Cracking jokes, being yourself.
Right.
And you being yourself planted something in his brain to be like, hey, what this girl doing? I ain't gonna. I gotta break my rule. See, what I love so much is that a lot of times we do have these rules.
Yeah.
And God will allow you to come. Whitney said this in the interview. She said,
shout out Whitney and D'Angelo.
Shout out to Whitney and D'Angelo, that the right person will make you push past yourself. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you like, this is my own threshold right here, but ain't no way I'm gonna talk to her unless I go in her DMs. It's no way. And you go, you vacillating between whether you're gonna do it or not, and you go, let me go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? And then you do it. Had you not done that, Albaner, this wouldn't exist.
Oh yeah,
because she ain't coming for you.
No, yeah. And you know what's crazy to that point? Like we came up with a formula where we believe like the things you're definitely gonna have to do before you get married. Like it's so obvious. Like humility is one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You have to humble yourself. We both learned that. We both had to humble ourselves so many times to meet. And then two, it's obedience. Like there was things that God told me to do to prepare. There's things that God told her to do. And like if I had not done and she had not done, there's so many times we would have never met, never got close, never became friends, never would have connected. It's so interesting. But to that point, most men, let's say in my world, that have platforms or followers or notoriety or popularity would be insecure if their girl wasn't acting like a fan. They'd be insecure if she wasn't so pressed. Why she not in the DMs? Why she not, oh my God, Albaner, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? No, but real rap. But like, see, thank God that you move like that, because I'm not really interested in people who fan out about me, because truth be told, they don't really know me.
That part.
They know how God uses me. And that's what I say this all the time. I really believe people really just love how God uses me. I don't believe they love me. I'm okay with that. I only want to be known for the work. That's why I hate even doing these podcasts.
Yeah, you tell me that.
But I know I want to be remembered only for my work and my effectiveness. And I know that the people will appreciate more of me. But I'm just one of those people that I'm just a firm believer in, like, the more you know, the more you're going to find issues or this or that. And if anything, my thing is this: if my personality or my life or anything I'm doing ever gets in the way of the message, it's a dub for me. Then I'm not stewarding the platform God gave me well. But good. I'm just blessed to have somebody that, like, she doesn't just appreciate my work and my effectiveness, and not just, she can honor the work, but she takes care of the man. She loves the man. She's seen every single side. Anything that you can think of, she's seen it, she's heard it, she's stewarded it well. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she knows me. Like, I'm very big on my work. Like, I'm an artist. You an artist. You understand? It's like, we don't play about our stuff.
Yep.
And like, she's like, she really cares about me. Make sure I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? And then she also gets me out of my head. She helped me do this podcast. I wasn't going to do it. You, her, shout out Whitney and D'Angelo. Yeah. Like, we were all talking about how, like, our main mission was like, yo, let's encourage somebody. Let's give somebody hope. I really don't care for people to be in my business, but if it's going to bless somebody, if we take little clips from this that we said something meaningful, I'm all in. You know what I'm saying? So that really, shout out to all of y'all. Yeah. Whitney, D'Angelo, shout out to y'all, because they were like, Whitney was like, yo, we were talking about it, like, yo, you went on the podcast, your wig fell off. Right after that is when I came on. That's how we first introduced when you told me about Whitney.
Yeah.
Me and Whitney got close, and then we did What's the Word? And we was at so many events together last year.
Yep.
And then literally, like, she told me, she was like, yo, like, we just gonna let you know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was like, well, I guess I'll let you know. Like, so I had told her, like, you know, we've been keeping this private, but here. And then when she told me, I was like, okay, that's dope. And she told me that she was coming on your podcast. And they're like, yo, like, you should just go on right after us, because that's how it happened when you was on there and I was on there. And now she got married. Now Albaner is married. It's like, bruh. So you guys really, I don't know how you got me on this couch again.
We're a part of your life. We're destiny helpers with each other. My question to you, Amber, because I have to ask you this: how did you learn to be a wife?
Really, that was just between me and the Lord.
So it was no model. There was no example. Like, I saw my aunt, I saw my mother. Well, they did this.
Yes, my mother, my grandmother. You know, they both have been married for years and years. So yes, I did have models in front of me. But even seeing it, I mean, you can see something all the time. Doesn't mean that you're gonna just get it.
Yep.
And I think with me, it was really just going to the Lord, because every man is different.
Yep.
Every man's needs are different. And I needed to know how to take care of Albaner. I needed to know what he needed, how to serve him.
That part.
And I could only learn that by going to the person who knows him, who created him, was God. So that's all I can say.
I think to add to her point too, she did counseling, and so did I. If I had not gone through my counseling program and counseling myself, and she was also in therapy, I think that's really important to know for people. Like, it's important to get therapy. Yes. She regulates her emotions in a very beautiful way. Like,
Did you notice it?
It'd be times I look at her like, She's quick to apologize. Look, I'm boasting about you all day today. She's quick to apologize. She regulates. She's very calm. Like, I could be riled up by something. She'd be like, stay calm. And I'd just be like, what? let me figure out my life, because you know what I'm saying? But no, she and it's amazing. But she went to, I always ask her, like, what are you know what I'm saying? Because I know self-awareness when I see it. So.
That's what I'm saying.
Nah, real rap. So
I know self-awareness.
I can add to that. Nah, real rap. She really is beautiful.
What'd you say? I know self-awareness.
I said, I know when I see the sweetest girl, I just be like, dang, girl, don't nothing get you upset. But you know, she got her moments, but she good. She's really, it's amazing how I could see the benefits of therapy and then her walk with God. She's it's the fruit of the spirit, self-control. She definitely has it. It's really beautiful. And
thank you, babe.
You feel me? Like, I'm just boasting on her so she could boast on me for the people.
Listen, I was actually waiting, because I know a lot of people ask me, like, is he really like that in real life? Like what we see on social media? And yes, like, Albaner is the most loving person. He's the hardest working man that I've ever met in my life. He's, always encouraging, and he's always like showing up for his people. He's a servant, you know.
But say what people don't see. He comes off so serious.
Bro, let her cook. Don't do that. Let her
I'm
cook.
gonna do this because he come off all serious like he Jesus' little brother.
yeah,
He be
tell
like,
him.
and as we begin this.
But we
he's
have
silly.
fun.
Exactly.
He's silly. He's funny. He likes to crack jokes. He likes to have fun. You know, he'll be singing and dancing. And
What? He be dancing?
Yes.
See, look at him.
Albaner can dance.
I know it. See, look at him. Look at him.
Shout out to Jersey. You already know the vibes. Jersey, no.
And so getting to know him in real life was surprising to me because
Yeah.
I actually was expecting like this uptight guy. And so when I got to see how much flexibility he has, I was like, okay, we
There
can
it
have
is.
fun together.
There
Let me
it
let
is.
my hair down too then. Like, yeah. So
No, yeah, I be
he's
chilling. I mean, you
amazing.
know, I feel like, again, like, I just be focused on the mission. So, like, I think when people come to What's the Word or anything that I'm doing in person, like, they're like, oh, he's mad chill. Like, he's mad relaxed. But I feel like I'm chilling my videos, too. I just think that, you know, I'm sharing with you what I've learned. So, like, y'all think I'd be putting on a voice. I'm just like, so here's what I've learned.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know,
No, it's definitely who you are. It's not like you're pretending. It's just that it's surprising, like she said, to see you. Because when we were at, what movie we was at? What was that movie we just did in December?
I was going to
LA.
say another movie.
The movie with the
But I ain't
the
gonna say
guy-
that movie.
The
It was,
wrestler with no legs. Or whatever.
The Amazon one.
Yeah.
We going to get in trouble for this.
I know it. We
Overcomer, Jennifer Lopez, I think.
I said Overcomer, but maybe
I'm sorry, y'all. Please invite me back.
Yeah, please invite me. Whatever y'all movie is called. It was a good movie, by the way. But we were there, and like you grabbed my phone. It was the first time I ever saw you like quote unquote let your hair down. You grabbed my camera, and you were running around. You were doing this. You were cracking jokes. I said, who is this dude? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, the first visit, we sit there, we talk, you real deep, and you know, we cut up or whatever, but it wasn't that.
Yeah.
And by that time, you were already married.
Yeah. And you asked me, put me on the spot. I looked at you like, yeah, brother, we not doing that. We not, nah.
I said, Albaner, when you get married?
When you get married, up and I was like, my fault.
He said it's gonna be some news coming.
There's gonna be some news coming. I told all my people that I got some news. And then you know what, to speak to that too, like, you know, it's been a journey, you know what I'm saying?
Talk about
our privacy has been a blessing to us, but you know, it also, you know, it cost us a lot. It cost me a lot. And she's been there through it all for me. I'm not gonna get too deep into that.
But we're gonna talk about. We got to touch on it because the reality is sometimes we look at the road to love and marriage as something that's straight and linear, where certain people aren't upset about it. It seems like everybody, God is moving, because people can hear all of this and be like, see, God is just, God spoke to her, showed her a picture in 2019, a video, screenshot it, and then how this, whatever. But it was faced with some deep challenges that uprooted your entire existence. And I'm gonna allow you to talk as much and as little as you want to talk about this. What happened?
Well, I mean, I'll say this. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. You know, for the most part, the people who we wanted involved were involved. This included, you know, my parents, my leaders, people who were mentors to me, wise counsel for me, you know, my friends. It was something that, you know, for the most part, it was the people who didn't know, who, of course, you know, either felt some type of way about not knowing, but then we're like, but we celebrate you because we don't want to make it about not knowing. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Whitney and D'Angelo, because obviously they got that job down to a science. I ain't going to talk about their situation. I love them. I ride with them. You know, we were a little different. Like I wore my ring all the time. We were very much, you know, we weren't really like hidden or nothing. Like if you came to any of my events, she was with me by my side. She's always backstage with me everywhere I go. But at the same time, you know, there were certain people, of course, that felt some type of way because they didn't know. But then, you know, I'll say this. Obviously, I relocated. Obviously, I'm no longer at, you know, a church that I dearly love and I've given my all to. I was at that church for about, 29 years, and I've served faithfully there for 10 years. And, you know, for honor's sake, for covering's sake, for, you know, privacy's sake, and also they're not here, you know, a relationship that I cherish and love and adore. I really believe God called me to walk alongside them and do everything that I've done for them. And, that season has come to a close. And so it's been a fresh start over. But in that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was, when we got married, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we decided, like, all right, this is what we want to do. We knew that in doing that and in having our privacy, like, I don't think we really knew it wouldn't land the way it landed. I think it was more like we wanted to tell the people in our lives when we wanted to. You know what I'm saying? We didn't do it the traditional way. We didn't have no big wedding. We didn't do like this whole thing. We just knew, let's do this for us and then plan. I ain't about to be doing all this planning and we just trying to figure it out now. Because again, my singleness was no longer an asset to me.
Right.
I really was going through it.
Yeah.
It was not good for me. And I was like, you know what? I really need to be with her. I need to stop holding out, whatever. So to make a long story short, I don't want to go too deep into that, but when we didn't get a chance to tell certain people, and these people are very near and dear to me.
The date.
Yeah, we didn't tell them the exact date that we got married, and it came from someone else, and it caused the breach for sure, and things did not end the way I wanted them to. It breaks my heart. I'm still mourning the loss. Like
of course.
Like I said, bro, like I gave my all. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't want to cry, but I know that it's a new season. I've mourned enough and she has mourned with me enough. She has supported me through it all the loss, all the people that I may have lost, because I lost, like I always tell her, she came when I was losing it all. You know what I'm saying? And so like, it's a new season. I know that we want to celebrate. Like we haven't really been able to celebrate because we've been navigating. Like the moment I landed from What's the Word, I've been silent. Like no one's been hearing from me. No, I didn't even get a chance to post a recap from What's the Word because it's been literally clouded by the craziness.
Well, I didn't notice that. You didn't even get a chance to.
I haven't spoke on anything and literally any video that I posted after What's the Word is because this guy, shout out to my boy Khan, he was like, bro, I need you to not stop. Like I will help you record. Like, cause people don't know. People just think I be talking to a camera. I'm really talking to people. And so like, he was like, bro, even if it's just me, like, please, like, don't stop. And so I was like, all right, bro, I'm gonna just give you what's on my heart. And so like I kept pushing, kept working, but I never was able to like celebrate with her. We haven't really been, we had this whole plan about how we were gonna announce this and it just kind of got shifted. And I'm not gonna go into details about who said what and who announced it, but it was a big thing. And it was a viral moment. And then, certain people that in my home, in my space that were very important to me, that's all I'll say. When they heard the news, they were taken back. And so to make a long story short, we want to celebrate. And we know that there's so many people in our lives that are celebrating us. Mm-hmm. And we want to welcome that. We want to accept that. We want to just live in that. And I just, I'm present. We are building. We are excited to see all the people that want to continue to support us, love us, pray for us, just, show us love. And, and just,
Was anything you want to clear up with your former place of... Just your former place. Anything you want to say to those people to give them clarity?
I'll say this to the people that I had the privilege of serving. I've already spoke to because I was a part of a lot of stuff at the church, and so I've already spoken to them. They know where I'm at. I didn't give them details about certain things dealing with me and my leaders, so to speak, because that's private. Right. My relationship with my leaders is very private, and everybody know I'm not going to be on no podcast talking about them neither.
Right.
Like, I love them and I cherish them. It's just things did not end the way I wanted to. So I think what I would say is what I've already said to them, which is, this is not how I wanted this to happen. I didn't know this particular person was going to announce over the, how it was announced. And then also too, at the end of the day, because there's so many details I can't say.
Of course.
But I did what I felt I needed to do.
Facts.
That was best for us. And I used the privacy that I had to empower me to make a decision for me for once.
That's good enough.
And I knew that it was going to affect certain people. But transparently, bro, just for the sake of the podcast too, like sometimes, especially where I come from, I made a lot of decisions for a lot of people for the benefit of others. I sacrificed a lot for others. And I started to realize like I can't keep allowing what people feel about me or her or our marriage to stop me from doing what I know I need to do for me. You know what I'm saying? So it was really hard. Like I've seen so many tears, I've heard so many cries, and I let that move me to make decisions. It's like, what do you want, bro? And what is God speaking to you about? And so like, it was hard. And I pray, this is what I'll say. I pray that God continues to minister to their heart and let them see my heart. I believe that the Bible says God will not forget your labor of love. I believe that every seed that I've sown into them, into the house, into the church, into the people, that God just fully waters those seeds and have them know, like, this and the decisions that I made was never an attack on them or to disrespect them or dishonor them or keep them out the loop. They know who they are to me. They have a parental role, a pastoral role, and I work for them. So there's my boss. So, you know what I'm saying? These are people that I love. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I will say I love them. I care about them. And, you know, it's a very difficult time for me and certain people connected to the situation. But yeah, for sure. They know I love them. I know deep down they know I love them. And I know it hurts. I know it feels away. And I hope they know that I'm happy.
Good.
I'm happy and I love them and I pray everything. And I'm who I am. I'm not changing on them. I'm not changing on nobody. I'm Albaner. I'm here for the kingdom. I'm here for the advancement of the kingdom. I'm here for the advancement of the church. But you know, I started a new ministry and I'm trying to be present for it. And so it's been hard. Morning comes in waves, and I'm praying, believing God that in this fresh start, God's going to continue to send people our way. People have you and a lot of people, they found out we touched down. They were like, yo, listen, we want to take y'all out. We want to support y'all. Anything you need, you've been a support. People have been supportive. I'm like, dang, I need a new barber. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have been kind. You know what I'm saying? We have a registry.
Yeah, we do.
Good. What's your registry so we can support?
We'll drop the link.
Okay, so we're gonna get a link. So you have a wedding registry or a housewarming registry?
Kind of both.
Kind of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen,
because people kept asking, like, how can we support y'all?
Hey, this is what I love doing right here. So listen, Lit Fam. Oh, you know how we do. We're gonna show up and show out. I'm gonna drop a link in the description. My boy Albaner has relocated to the DFW Metroplex. We finna love on him and his beautiful bride, Amber. We're gonna show them that they matter to the kingdom. We're gonna show them that we know how to bless you and blow your mind. So we're gonna drop this link in there. Whatever they got on there, buy it out. If it's cash donations, blow it out. Let's just blow their mind, because he is doing a do-over. And he's never going to say this, but I'll say this. When someone is going through a transition, this is what happened to me, is when I was touring shows and the month that I got married, the tour that I had that was about to take place, through some foul stuff that was going on behind the scenes, it prevented my tour from starting. And so here I am getting married with no source of income now. And I'm going, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And I was like, God, why would you let me take vows with somebody that I can't provide for right now? Like, what is going on? It was delayed. I ended up going on tour about a month and a half later, thank God. But in that moment of like weariness, like I didn't know what was going to take place, it hit me very hard as a man. And so you going through a transition where you had a place of employment and now you're here with no place of employment, you're never going to say that, but as a man, I know that's a situation. Yeah. And I want the Lit Fam to sow seeds so he never even feels that they don't even feel that it's like, how in the world did you bless me with more than what I left? How in the world? Because that's what God is.
You're gonna make me cry.
That's who God is. And so I hear your heart, your good ground to sow into, and I want y'all to show this man of God how we come and we support, and we gonna blow his mind. He gonna give a testimony later on. So the word that God gave me as they were speaking is the scripture, forsaking all others. The reality is their whole ministry, their whole marriage ministry is based on forsaking all others. Amber, why did you just turn when I say that? What made you look like that?
Because that's what Albaner's been saying. He said he knew it was real when, we were at the altar and he was saying, forsake all others. Like, are you ready to forsake all others for this covenant?
Like that when it hit me the most. That's when it for sure.
Yeah.
And so that's what God showed me in y'all's marriage. But the reason why that's so important, thank you, Holy Spirit, is because oftentimes people get married based upon what somebody else is telling them to do. And that's why it's not sustainable. Because when you walk down that aisle and you have the bride's family on one side, the groom's family on the other side. Now, in modern day marriages, all kind of mixed up, everybody on everybody's side. But it was bringing the bloodlines together. But what happens is that now we've gotten to this ideology where we say, I'm gonna marry her because she's gonna make me look better. This person is this, and we're gonna be this power couple, and we're gonna have this. And you're getting married for the wrong reason, so that when what you desire to achieve you don't achieve it because you linked up with this person under false pretense on what they could do for you, then you look back and go, well, I just need to find me another person that I can achieve this goal with. But if you forsake all others, you say, it's not about social media. It's not about what so-and-so said and so-and-so said. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't submit to authority, but that authority shouldn't override God's authority.
Yep.
Because if God spoke a word in your life, and we see it all the time. You told Noah to go build the ark. They like, why are you building the ark? That's the stupidest thing you can do. Right. I got to forsake all others. I got to build this ark. If God is telling you to do something, your best friend may come against him like, that's the stupidest thing ever. You got to say, but I got to forsake all others.
For sure.
I got to go into my wilderness season. I got to go run away. I got to go. I know what Jesus had to come against even Peter, who said, I will never let you be killed, Jesus. He said, I got to die. He got in the way and said, no, I will never let you. He said, get behind me, Satan. Why? I got to forsake all others. You can't stop me from my destiny, Peter. What God has given y'all is a special anointing in this day and age where people get rooted and grounded, their ear tethered to the mouth of God, to where what God's word says to them can't be intercepted by the voices of other people. And they say, but I know what God said. Yeah. And the people will come back around later, whether it's 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 years later, and go, I see it now. But them seeing it now is not based on you hearing it now. You had to hear it first and for you to act on it. And by your obedience, what you said a minute ago is that the whole part of y'all dating is based on humility and obedience. Yeah. We have to be humbled under God's authority and obedient to his word. And that's the reason why y'all are going to do great exploits for the kingdom Amen. Of God, because y'all get it Amen. Early. Amen. Y'all get it early. Y'all don't like saying y'all age, but I'm just going to say they ain't even 30 yet. Y'all get it early.
Listen, it wasn't easy. I'm serious. Because to that point, when the people you hold to a really high regard may not be as affirming of it, you gotta again dig deep. Is this your person?
Yes.
I tell everybody that. Just, is this your person? People gonna have their bias. Mm-hmm. People are gonna not always seeing someone different for you. Is this your person? Because you the one that gotta go home. You the one that's gonna be with them. But it's not easy. But you gotta push past it, knowing that you married and you made your choice. It's your choice.
Your choice.
People own that their spouse is their choice. Take ownership of the choice and make sure you choose your person for sure. Thank you. And thank you in advance to everybody. I ain't trying to get emotional, but for real, thank you.
Thank you.
Really, but I hear y'all hearts, and I see who y'all are. I spend time with y'all, and I hear it's a sound that resonates with me when I hear a kingdom couple come together, and I get excited about it. That's the reason why I couldn't wait to meet her, because I met her through your definition and explaining of who she is, and I was like, I need to meet this woman. But I met you first to say, what matter of woman came into his life for him to acquiesce to this in a season that I couldn't even see?
For sure.
Before we wrap up, I want to show you this video from our last interview.
Yeah,
and then
we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, I gotta show you.
Talk about being single.
Yeah. So here, I want you to push play and y'all watch that. This thing called ministry. Do you ever feel alone? Do you ever feel like you want to be connected to your purpose partner? A lot of times when you're looking at people in ministry, they're doing ministry in pairs. Yeah. Do you ever be like, where my woman? Where my wife at?
Short answer, yes. The short answer is yes. I wouldn't say wonder. I just talk to God. I'll be like, let's say I had a great day. And just to clarify something real fast, I'm a really big advocate for community. Never had it, but God called me to build it. And it's powerful what God has done. Like, shout out to my people at home. Like, they're special, they're amazing. So doing life with the people you love, doing ministry with the people you love helps when you're in a community. But there are times where I'm done. Like, I'll call myself the church janitor. I turn up all the lights, I clean up all the bathrooms, everything's nice and done. And usually I'm the last to leave. You know what I'm saying? First to come, last to leave. And I have this walk either to my car or to my house, and I look up and I say, God, I know today was dope. I ain't saying that. I'm saying today was amazing. You know, people are blessed, and me and you we're in a good place. I'm excited. You know, I get it. You're taking me places. That's awesome. I said, listen, God, but if you're gonna have me single, we're gonna have to be traveling. We're gonna have to be working. Things gonna have to be exciting. And so what happened was when what's the word God gave me that in 2019, he told me to start up in 2021. So after What's the Word was done, amazing.
Tell people what What's the Word is. What that is.
What's the Word is a show where to make a long story short, I elevate the Word of God in our time, showing how relevant the Word of God is, how awesome the Word of God, how powerful it is. But the main thing is to show everybody that in your meaningful relationships, like, you really can talk about the Bible and have so much fun. And after I finished that, now I'm alone again. So I'm walking home. I said, no, God, today was amazing. I'm not sure. It was dope. You know what I'm saying? And he teased me. He said, son, you asked to travel. You asked to do this fun stuff. Like, my dream was to always have one of my films show in the theater. So that was like, you know, it was like first time thing. I was okay, I see you, God. And I said, well, listen, when it's time, let me know. Because I don't want to keep doing all this great stuff and I'm missing my wife. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I wouldn't say, like, I don't feel lonely. Like I said, I have a great community, and at the same time, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, I know him, and his presence helps me. Like, I can't rob the essence of what God's presence will do for you. I'm human. I'm single. I'm a man. I'm not because I don't want people looking at.
He said, how holy? Yeah, he's so anointed. He doesn't even need female companionship.
I have desires. I struggle. It's my people. My people hold me down. My pastors hold me down. I have a lot of restrictions on my life, but I would say God's presence helps me. And then his voice leads you to do things that not necessarily distract you, but literally will redirect your thought pattern of you thinking about, okay, God will win for me. But I know, like, God speaks sometimes through preparation.
Yes.
And so there's so much happening in me, so much going on with me, so much change with me. Like, I always say this, like, with all humility, and every man I pray gets to that place. I know for a fact, anybody that's been blessed by me or what God has done through me, they haven't really seen nothing yet because my rib hasn't come.
What does it feel like to see something that he said about 2 years ago and you became the manifestation of that which he was talking about?
It's amazing, honestly. It's just like, wow, look at God. It's just crazy.
And that's what's so amazing that this platform allows. It allows for people to speak in one season and then for it to be revealed in another season. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It becomes a real-time representation of, I remember him when he was single, and now I see that God did it. Mm-hmm. I remember when he was submitted to his single season doing the work of God, and now he's submitted to his married season, still fulfilling the will of God. He says something so key early on. Oftentimes as men, we feel like we lose something in our singleness. Now, truthfully speaking, we do lose the total autonomy to do what we want to do and have nobody to answer to but God. But you gain so much more. As I wrap up, Amber, I want you to tell us, what have you gained in a husband?
Man, I have gained a best friend. I don't want to cry. I've gained someone who goes above and beyond to protect me. Someone who's always looking to understand me. I've gained, like, just everything I've ever wanted, everything that the Lord has ever shown me, like it's far more than what I could have ever asked for, what I would have ever expected. So yeah, I've gained so much, but I'm just so grateful that it is Albaner.
Whoa.
Albaner,
Oh man.
what have you gained
Man.
in a wife?
I found my treasure. I've obtained favor with God. I have gained stability, structure, joy. Of course, my little best friend. She is a rock. I mean, grounding. I'm so grounded with Amber. So grounded. And honestly, like, I'm not gonna say the things she hate when I say, so I ain't gonna say that. but I believe that Amber is also mercy. Because mercy is not getting what you deserve. And I'm sorry. God was so kind to give me my person. Like, I mean, it's almost as if she was like handmade for me. Like, I don't understand that. I ain't even gassing or trying to stretch it. Like, we gonna leave here and be two big old kids.
Right.
We ain't gonna be on no like, all right, we done? All right, nah, it's like, damn, like, down to the treats that we like. Dang. It's like, nah, but no, I'm really grateful. I gained a wife though. That is out of all the things I can say, I gained a wife, a true wife. And and I will say this, marriage has helped me, and it will anybody, but it's made me more like Christ. Amber has made me more like Christ for sure.
Can I add to that?
Yes.
I gained an amazing leader.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
Why you say that?
Albaner he's always looking to do the right thing. He's always looking to please God. He's always looking to be in the will of God. And so the way he leads us, the way he leads our family, it's been amazing, and it has amazed me time and time again. And I'm just grateful. I gained an amazing leader.
And before we conclude, how do y'all families feel about each other?
They love each other. Yeah, and I'll say this because I know y'all probably like, end this podcast because it's probably been going on a long time. Thank you.
No,
thank you for allowing us.
Time.
No, for real, thank you for allowing us to share our story too. Because like again, we had a plan. We wanted it to be a certain way. It didn't happen. And I wanted to say too, we acknowledge the privacy and how it might affect some of the people that maybe didn't know that are not necessarily in our circles or whatever. We acknowledge that. I want to put that out there. We're not like, you shouldn't feel some type of way. No, we get it. But thank you for allowing us to kind of reclaim this time.
Yeah.
Thank you for allowing us to celebrate. This is a joyous occasion.
Yes.
This is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should be celebrated. And like we said, again, the mission is we want to give hope to the body of Christ. We want to give hope to singles all around the world. 2025 going to be a powerful year. He won't tell you this, but he getting married this year. Yeah.
I believe
this case. It's gonna bust open. He gonna open that. Dude, all these notes. Nah, it's top. Yo, it's the year for people to get married. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah.
It's the year for people to get married that have found their person.
Yeah.
And if you haven't found your person yet, I'm telling you, like Amber said, pray. But watch this. Focus on you. Get yourself together. So that, because nobody gonna tell you like I'm gonna tell you, get yourself together. I should look at this camera. Lose the attitude. Don't be pushing nobody away. Figure out where you have self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Figure out where you know, like, not everybody's the problem. It might be you. And listen, it's okay to receive correction. You're not the biggest angel walking, but don't push nobody away. Don't blame nobody for, if nobody want to be around you, nobody's rocking with you. All I'm saying is like, yo, this is the year. Let's focus on getting ourselves together before we be mad at the world or talking about we waiting on God. God is waiting on you. That's
God
my
is
2
waiting on you.
cents. Be encouraged, y'all.
So I'm gonna say this to y'all too. When this video drops, the next day will be Albaner's birthday.
Yes, my birthday.
And so when y'all go show love not only for his wedding and their housewarming, but also to say happy birthday to this king. We get a chance to see him still in this infant stage. When I look at you, and I hate to put other people's mantles on somebody else, but I will say, just for a frame of reference, I see a Miles Monroe anointing over you, where you would just do great exploits that transcends borders and goes across the world. And so I just see, when I first met you, I just saw it. I was like, this is where you get a chance to see somebody real young. You're this far along, this young. And I'll even challenge you even more, because you don't like even saying your age, but I want you to get to a place where that's comfortable so people can see God's glory.
I'll say it, because I have to practice what I preach.
Go ahead.
And live what I preach, because I challenge people, so I'm okay with being challenged. And before I say my age, I just pronounce over myself, as with what you just said, that I shall live and not die.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? My life will end how God sees fit. Because I know the man of God did pass away in a very tragic way.
Right. I'm just talking about his anointing.
No, for sure. I agree. I just, but sometimes the struggle with the anointing come with it. I'm like, boo. But no, I'm 28. I turned 29. Yeah, I'm about to be 30. So that's when life begins, by the way. Don't be afraid of turning 30. But nah, I'm about to be 30. You don't have to share your age if you don't want to.
I'm okay. I'm 30 and I will be 31 real soon.
Well, yeah, her birthday's right after mine, March.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, thank you again.
Your birthday, March what?
17.
17, yeah, I remember. Mine's March 29th.
February 20th, March 17th. When you say where it was?
March 29th.
Wow.
I'll be 47.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Yeah.
This is mad funny. I hope that people enjoy it. I don't like doing podcasts. I gotta stop saying that though, because people are like, oh, we're not inviting him. No, you can invite me.
He's gonna say no.
Let's make it meaningful. Let's just make it meaningful. Real rap, because I be needing to stop saying that. People think I don't want to talk to them. No, let's make it. If we're gonna do it, make it meaningful. Pull on the wisdom that God has given me.
Yeah.
I don't got no drama. I ain't got no tea. So I'm sorry if I'm boring, but pull on the wisdom. Let's make something happen. Let's be fun.
I like that.
We 3 hours in. Ain't nobody get this far.
They will listen to every morsel of this episode.
Amen.
It's going to be a live premiere of it when it drops at next Wednesday, February the 19th at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time.
All right, so I'll throw my phone, hide, and we'll just watch a movie. I'm just gonna hide in the hole.
You need to be in the chat. You need to be talking. He don't read no comments. We're gonna change that. We want him to start reading some stuff. Well, Amber, you read it to him. Anyway, so this is going to be an amazing time. Again, make sure y'all visit the links in the description. Make sure you sign up and register for the Tom Joyner Foundation Fantastic Voyage 2025 cruise. Join us on the Dear Future Wifey podcast live there. Make sure you follow. Shout out y'all social medias. Are you big on social media, Amber? Do you try to use that, or you kind of?
Not really, but I might.
Do you care if I tell people to follow you?
We'll put the links in our bios too.
Yeah.
So
do you care if people follow you?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell them your Instagram.
So it's Amber. That's AMBYR _XO.
And watch this. I'm gonna crash out. Don't bother her. I'm a real crash out. Yeah, I don't play about my people. So if you heard that at name and you felt like, nah, not here. Don't bother her and don't bother me, because trying to tell you, I love y'all and I'm for the body of Christ.
But you also.
But I promise you, don't bother her. Leave her alone. Don't be in her comments saying nothing. Don't be in her DMs bothering her. Fellas, I know she's beautiful, but I'm not the one.
You see your crash
I'll tell you, look, here's what I've learned. Jokers will really find out. I don't play about mine. None of my people.
Have you seen this side before?
Yes.
No, she know. Anybody that's close to me, no, I don't play about my people. I mean people no, I'm not gonna talk to them. Nah, because jokers, I met a lot of people this year. A lot of people I'm really close to now that have told me things that they've had to experience as they've embarked on their public platforms. People don't know they gave an introverted, chill, laid back dude a platform, but I don't play about my people. And so y'all enjoy her page, but don't bother her.
Albaner, all I was asking you to do is say your Instagram.
Oh, my fault. It'll be in our bio, all our links. I don't really think you guys care about my Instagram. I know y'all care about the queen, the princess, the woman of the hour.
Joker just backslid in 30 seconds.
Nah, I ain't backslide. You see,
his whole voice changed. I was like,
you see, my boy Jesus don't play that.
He turning over tables.
He turning over tables. Serious about his. Say nah, but yeah, nah. I love y'all. Thank you for watching this whole thing. If you watched the whole thing,
and watch them almost crash out.
My ad name. Y'all don't care about my ad name.
It'll be in the thing, all right? Because he done went somewhere else. He done forgot all about promoting himself. Anyway. Go visit the links in the description. Y'all give it up for my people, the Eugenes.
Yay! Thank you so much for having us.
Ladarian, thrusted suddenly into Child Protective Services in 2015. My nephew, Black, a boy. The likelihood of being adopted outside of kinship, slim to none. Armani, 16 years old, Black, a boy, with 5 years in the foster care system before I even knew his name. The likelihood of ever being adopted, yep, you guessed it, slim to none. While Ladarian and Armani were trying to survive and barely thrive in an overpopulated and underfunded foster care system, I was living my own life, doing well professionally. Having been a single father with a daughter who at that point was doing well in college, it was my time to live my life, right? Wrong. I felt unsettled, tireless, agitated. There are just too many of our Black children stuck in ambiguity and in the limbo of the foster care system. In 2017, I legally adopted my nephew, Ladarian. Fast forward to 2019, I had no ties to this other young king, but I felt God instructed me to adopt him also, and I obeyed. Starting over with parenting should have been enough, right? Working with various foster care and adoption agencies to help bring awareness to the countless young Black kings in the foster care system should have decreased my agitation, right? Joining the board of directors of Advantage Adoption, an organization that helps find permanent adoptive homes for children in foster care, should have led to some type of resolve, right? No, not at all. None of it felt like I had done enough. I now realize that every one of those experiences was laying the fundamental foundation for my life's mission, Kingdom Royale. Kingdom Royale will be a luxury, state-of-the-art home for foster boys. Our first location will be in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. We will utilize the whole person approach that instills identity, empowers them to advocate for themselves, and enlightens them regarding new perspectives and limitless options that they thought were impossible. Though the young kings will attend the local public schools that are in proximity to Kingdom Royale, our at-home curriculum will broaden their worldview through participating in the arts, attending various cultural events, learning about and engaging in multifaceted discussions about current events and even relevant historical context, introducing them to gardening and landscaping and even caring for our animals on our farm and on-site stables. We just launched our Startup Capital campaign with the goal of raising $2.8 million. Now, why $2.8 million? Well, in 2017, I created a web series in which I performed random acts of kindness for targeting the homeless community. One of the most notable successes was that one of the videos went viral, garnering 28 million views. However, one of my biggest regrets is that I didn't raise a single dollar to help in implementing a more sustainable plan for the homeless community. So throughout the years, with much remorse, I reflected on not maximizing that moment. I knew if at that time, just 10% of the viewers donated $1, we would have raised at least $2.8 million that could have really established long-term support for the homeless community, or at least started a long-term initiative to do so. This is my do-over. This is our new beginning. Together, we can attack this at the root by specifically helping our homeless Black boys who are already disproportionately represented in the American foster care system. I'm Laterras R. Whitfield. I've been nominated for 3 regional Emmys documenting my work with the homeless as well as my personal adoption journey. Despite those accolades, the greatest award for me is truly providing the infrastructure for a transformed life. Visit kingdomroyale.com for more details. Crown a king and make a donation today. Wasn't that episode absolutely remarkable? Man, when I tell you, I love love. I love marriage. I love covenant. I love kingdom marriages. And so I know this episode resonated with your hearts as it did mine. Well, here's my favorite part of the podcast where I speak to my future wifey. Dear future wifey, from the moment I vow to stand beside you, I will do so with unwavering devotion. The words, forsaking all others, are not just a line in our vows. They are a declaration of my commitment, a sacred promise that you will never have to question where my heart, my loyalty, or my love resides. I choose you, not just for a season, not just in moments of bliss, but for a lifetime. My love for you will be intentional, not driven by convenience or fleeting emotions, but by a steadfast decision to honor, cherish, and protect what we build together. Forsaking all others means my eyes, my mind, and my soul will be anchored in you. No distraction will compete with the love I pledge to you. No temptation will shake the foundation of our union. No one, past, present, or future, will hold space in my heart the way you do. I promise to be your safe space, the one you can trust without hesitation. I will guard my words, my actions, and my thoughts to ensure that my love for you remains sacred and untainted. I will not entertain attention that could compromise our bond, nor will I allow anything to diminish the honor of calling you my wife. When trials come, I will not seek comfort elsewhere. When storms rage, I will not look for shelter outside of the covenant we share. Instead, I will stand firm, hand in hand with you, choosing you over and over again. Your future hubby. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Dear Future Wifey podcast. Remember, be lit, live intentionally and transparently, and don't stop loving. Make sure to subscribe to our Dear Future Wifey YouTube channel. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher. We welcome your support. Simply share our podcast with your friends and family.